So welcome for today's lesson. So today's lesson it is what we're calling what momentum. That is our today's lesson. Momentum. So what is momentum? So sometimes we say this one has momentum. Or you can refer to someone, this one has a momentum. So what is momentum? So momentum is just the product of mass and velocity. So momentum it is the product of mass and velocity. That is what we are calling what momentum. So the product of mass and velocity, that is what we are calling what momentum. And you need to know that the unit for momentum is what? So the unit for momentum it is kg, meter per second. So kg meter per second. So mass we know it's kg, then meter per second. That is the only thing which you need to know on momentum. Yes. Now let's go to practice question which they can ask you on momentum. This question says two objects are moving with the same velocity of 10 meter per second. Object A has a mass of what? 2 kg here. Then object B has a mass of 5 kg. Now, they ask you which object has the high momentum? Show your working. So, what should you do? Object A and object B, which one has the high momentum? So, you can use the formula, say momentum. So that is the how you write momentum, because that's why I've put there a direction on top, which means that this is a vector quantity. Momentum it's a vector quantity. You learned about vector quantity. I've explained about vectors in our first videos. So we are starting with object A. We say momentum is what? Mass times velocity. So we start with object A. So what is the mass of object A? So is equal to, the mass is what? 2 kg times what is the velocity? The velocity is 10. We say the velocity is the same, so 10. So the momentum for the object what A is 20. Don't forget the unit. What is the unit? Which is kg. So kg times meter per second. So that is the unit on momentum. So momentum is simple and easy. So that is 20 kg meter per second. That is momentum for object what? Object A. Let's go to object B to find what? The momentum for object B. So we'll say the same thing. P, that is momentum. Then that is the formula. They say show working, like what I'm doing. I'm showing the working. So what is the mass? So the mass is 5 times the 10. There is 10. So is equal to 5 times, which is 50. So the unit is kg meter per second. That's the unit. That's all. So that is the only thing which you need to know on momentum. Now the question is, which object has high momentum? So the answer here should be what? Object. Object what? Object B. That is the answer. Okay? That is the answer, object B. Let's go to our second question. So we have our second question there, which says, two cars collide head on. Car A has a mass of 100 kg. Is moving at 20 meter per second. Car B has a mass of 15 kg and is moving at negative 10 meter per second opposite direction. That's why there it's a negative, that's why it's opposite direction. What is the resultant velocity if they stick together after the collision? This question is very interesting. I like this. In fact, you find this question in your quizzes, exams. They like asking this question, and it's simple. Yes. So, what should you do here? Let's now open this new tab that I'll show you. So, two cars. So the question there, they said two cars, right? So this is car one. So this is going this side, and car two is what? Going this side, pa, like this. So what happened here? This car has the momentum, and this car has the momentum. Yes. Now they collide together. They stick together. They collide. This car collide here. So this car collide and this car collide here. Boom. Now they ask us, what is will be the resultant velocity on this momentum? Now, what should you do when they ask you that question? We know that the first mass for A, this car has what mass? According to the mass one is equal to what? According to the question, mass one it is 1000. That is mass one. Velocity v1 is what? Velocity is 20 meter per second. Then you go to mass 2 for this car. So mass 2 is equal to what? The mass 2 for it's 15 pa. Then v2 is equal to what? Is equal to negative 10 meter per second. Now the question they say, find the resultant velocity after collision. So any question which they have given you like this, you just need to know that the collision of two cars, the momentum of two cars, you add them together, then it will give you the resultant momentum. They can ask you find the resultant momentum. So when you find the momentum for this car, you add also the momentum for this car. The resultant for this car, you add them together. That is the resultant momentum. Yes. So here we develop a formula M1. So M1 times V1 plus M2 times V2 like this. Then is equal to the resultant momentum, which is the resultant momentum, which is also the same, M times what? V. That is the resultant momentum. Now, so there you write the formula, right? Because this is the resultant momentum here. This is the resultant momentum because it also should have the formula. So here our question, they ask us to find what? They ask us to find this velocity here, the resultant what? Velocity, even the resultant mass here. Now my question is, the resultant velocity we can't like this at no, this is the resultant velocity. So you need to calculate. But mass, the resultant mass there, you can know that because this object or this car, when this car collide together, they have this car has a mass and this car has also the mass. So when you add this mass and this mass, then that is the resultant what? Mass. Yes. Because that is the resultant mass. Mass does not change. Remember what in first introductory for chemistry, my first video for chemistry, I said mass does not change. There's conservation of mass. So similar to here. Now let's replace here. So there, let's now replace. So just replace there. Mass 1 is what? 1800. Oh, it's 1000, right? 1000 times v1. What is our v1? So v1 is 20 plus mass 2. Mass 2 is 15 times negative 10 is equal to, the total mass is what? You add this 1000 plus 15, which is 25. Now you want the total velocity. Now, what can you find the velocity here? Now let's finish here. So what is the answer here? 1000 times 20. So what is the answer? So it give you 2000. So 20,000, right? Minus 15 is equal to, because the total mass is 225, so it is times v. Now here when you subtract, it's giving you what? 5,000. So it's equal to, here, so it's give you 5,000. Then here it will give you 2500 v. So you divide by 2500, even here 2500. So what is the final? So the velocity here will be 2 meter per second square, 2 meter per second. So this question is simple. So momentum, any question they will ask you on momentum, they are simple and easy. They are straightforward to the answer. Just apply what you have learned today. So our lesson we end here.